Oh, Rat Pack Club we went to.
Yeah, you remember we went to the Tiki Bar?
And
we would stay till like 5 in the morning drinking illegally.
Until SWAT came in and shut them down.
Man, we went, Martin and I, it was like the Rat Pack with 2 Sammy Davis Jr.'s. And nobody else. Tell them to go to dtmerch.com. they'll love me after they get one of these nice t-shirts, these hats, these backpacks, phone covers. Oh, we got the gift of choice. We got the gift certificate right here. We got our own Will Valley, who has done the Artist of the Month for June shirt right there. Doors are going to be opening at 7 p.m. on the Park West. Show starting at 8. We have a full night of activities for you. Comedy, games, prizes, music, and one big party at the end of the evening. Really, how can I keep this going? How can I be a part of these live streams you do? Well, there's many ways to do it, but the way I would do it is using that Amazon account of yours, just plain old Amazon account. We got an Amazon Pay button. All you got to do is put your username, your password in there, press send. Ooh, shit.
What?
Yeah, what? Man, you've been doing this with me for years. Years, Mark.
Decades.
We've seen a lot of movies. Now, we don't agree on a lot of things sometimes. No. That's the beauty of this relationship. But one of the things that I think we share together, we hold a bond in, we have to actually defend ourselves. We got to protect each other, get each other's back. We always tell people, I don't like the Ocean 11 movies. And people are like, why? And I say, because they suck. You don't believe me? Ask Martin. Martin, I won't say they suck, but I don't like those movies.
You don't like any of them?
Okay, maybe the third one I'm okay with, but none of these movies have really bowled me over.
Sure.
And that's why I say, they need to do something else with this. Try something different. Change everything. I don't know. Maybe cut off the penis, put a vagina in there, or maybe 8. And that's what we have right here. The trend right now is to actually take what is normally a male-dominated franchise. And in this day of strong woman empowerment, they say, you know what? Women can franchise too, just as hard as men.
They can still just like men.
I mean, saw how it worked so well with Ghostbusters. Now we got it just right that George Clooney finally got married. He said he can't run them streets no more. He can't be as smooth old Danny Ocean like he used to be. In fact, they killed him in the movie. They said he did.
Killed him off right away.
They said once that wife cut them nuts off, he might as well be dead.
He's dead to us.
He's dead to us. And they said, you know what? Bring his sister in, who's just as much of a thief, villain, convict as much as he is, keeping the family tradition going. And this time she's getting on parole, and right in the moment she hit those streets, she's like, people say, what you been, you went to jail for committing crime. What you been doing while you in jail the whole time? Thinking about committing more crime. But this time I had plenty of time to think about it and do it right. Plus the first time something happened and it really wasn't my fault. But this time I might be able to get a few million, have some fun doing what I do best, and maybe get back at some people who I feel did me wrong. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Ocean's 8, which is all we really have for you.
Great to see you. You look
recently incarcerated.
That was spectacular.
You know what, man? How can this go wrong right here? Star-studded cast. You heard the voices right there. If you're listening, if you're watching, you see them. I mean, who can't resist the charms of Sandra Bullock, the beauty of Cate Blanchett? Then we got Anne Hathaway up in here. She's hot. Mindy Kaling, she's so funny. Aquafina. Who the fuck is that? That's a YouTube star. That's the Asian chick with the black name. You got Sarah Paulson, Rihanna up in here. Helena Bonham Carter. And then you got a few guys in there just for good measure. So nobody's out there complaining about all the women just taking over everything. Something who could not go wrong with a cast like that. And in a way, you won't go wrong with it if you accept them for being who they are, which means that these are just famous people who were just hanging with each other, and they got on, sure, they got different names, they got nice costumes on, things that actors do on their job, but they're the same people, man. Their personalities ain't no different, really. These people are just this is my problem with the Ocean's movies, man. And I think, Martin, you kind of felt the same way. Is that
I felt it in spades, and when I said it, you were like, oh, come on, man. You could see that they're having fun.
I never said that. Brother, I don't know
Bro,
what happened.
I was not here. Don't look at me.
No, move out the way. I don't know where the hell you coming from with this, and I don't know why you want to do this right now when we got good white folk up in here. But, but brother,
you said.
I said from the beginning when we saw the movie, I said, I know we talking about this.
No, I'm talking about the original. Well, not the original, but the George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon movies. I said I was very vocal about the fact because you said like, man, you could just see they're having fun. I'm like, yeah, but I don't care about a bunch of pretty boy millionaires having fun on my dime.
I don't know. This hurts. I thought him and I had something. I don't know who you got me confused with.
I got you confused
I don't know.
with you.
I don't know who this bitch is you talking about, but it ain't me. I said at the beginning of this review, and I was wondering why you looking at me so crazy.
Yeah, when you said at the beginning of this review, I was like, well, this is revisionist history.
No, man, no. We were ride and die back then. We were protecting each other because back in the day, everybody was talking about how, oh man, it's that Steven Soderbergh shit going on. Oh, you know, as critics, we got to like this movie. And Martin and I said, no, we don't.
No, we don't.
But apparently Martin doesn't remember that.
All right, I feel like I was on an island by myself, fighting off
I
everybody.
am fucking hurt right now. I felt the same way you did, protected myself as hard as you did. In fact, I think we were like bad boys too, man. We just had each other's backs. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah, come at us. Ocean's 11 sucks. You know, Mom.
He turns around and shoots you in the back.
Hey, Martin, look at the rabbits. I did not like the first Ocean's 11, at least as far as I remember.
I liked it okay, but by the time the second one came out, I was like, okay, see, this is now it's out of control.
That second one was bad.
Yeah,
second one was horrible.
I didn't even see the third one.
Yeah, third one was okay, I would say, but I still don't love it. And the reason why is, Martin, you can tell me if you agree with me or not, because these are people, these are actors who are pulling like a really fancy version of Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. They're getting together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're getting together and and you know, they're just kind of being themselves. They might change their personalities a little bit, but not much. And then they're gonna go to these like
Exotic
really
locations.
exotic, really nice locations, and that's it. This movie, that's what happens. You know, and I
mean, honestly, it's like they're pulling a con in the movie, but they really pulled the con on the studio,
yeah,
and on the paying audience,
and us.
It's so meta.
And it's all under the guise of we're making a movie.
Right.
No, y'all are fucking hanging, and I'm not. And I'm not there. I ain't rich.
Yeah, everybody's paying for you guys to hang.
Yeah. You know, what I mean, you know, and they look. I guess that's just the tradition of making an Ocean's movie. They have been doing this for years, ever since the 1960 original with the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
When they had Frank Sinatra and his gang, you know, Peter Lawford, of course, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. I remember now, you probably got me mixed up with that because I would tell you this. Because I went through a phase where, you know, I wanted to be a Rat Packer, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying
you did hard.
I was trying to be cool and shit, you know.
Yeah, you said those words to me. Man, we going to be the new Rat Pack.
Yeah, I sure did. Well, take that pack off of you. Y'all some rat fucks, all right? But, you know.
We had our special club, our Rat Pack club we went to.
Yeah, you remember we went to the Tiki Bar?
Uh-huh.
And we would stay till like 5 in the morning drinking illegally.
Until SWAT came in and shut them down.
Man, we went, Martin and I, it was like the Rat Pack with 2 Sammy Davis Jr.'s. And nobody else. Dueling Sammys. Between both of us, we had two good eyes. By the way, doing all this and never seen Ocean's 11. I like, man, I can't wait to go home and see Ocean's 11. I went and saw that shit, and I couldn't believe what I saw.
And you'd be amazed where you can find an ex-paratrooper these days. You look in a bar, and there's Harmon playing alcoholic piano.
Drunk. I was watching that movie, and I was like, these motherfuckers are drunk.
Yeah, they're a bunch of drunk sexists.
Yeah, they were a bunch of drunk horn dogs who actually filmed this. I'm telling you, when I watched this movie, they weren't acting. They were drunk. They had scenes that went nowhere.
Yeah.
They were making up things on the spot. The only reason why they made this movie is because, hey, you know, Frankie said, let's make a movie.
Right.
And we could do it while drinking and having a party and, you know, picking up chicks. Hey, am I right, guys?
Right, and I'm not trying to be some neo-liberal or anything like that, or play time cop and go back on stuff. But I just remember watching this however many years ago, and it was just sexist to a point where I was like, I bet even in the 60s you had to cringe watching
Yes.
this.
Yeah, shit. This is Me Too, the motion picture.
Yeah, it's like the last 15 minutes they go like, you know what, we might as well go ahead and go with the plot.
yeah, the heist.
We gotta act.
We got to pull the heist, guys, in the last 15 minutes.
I thought I was about to see the coolest heist movie ever. Well, I saw a bunch of old alcoholics.
Yeah.
I was mad. And then when it made much more sense for Ocean's 11 when I saw it. I was
Sure.
like, okay, the original didn't have a story. You know, and I watched that, and the original Ocean's 11, that's another one, man, where it's a bunch of guys in New York. Las Vegas, like you said, a bunch of pretty boys, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, you know,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, all these guys trying to make some new rap pack. You had some dudes every now and then that tried to change their personality a little bit. Your boy Don Cheadle, who was like just a bad British stereotype.
Yeah. Hello, Governor.
You tossers! You had one job to do!
They have him dressed like a street urchin. You see?
Yeah, I know. With the fingerless gloves.
He had fingerless gloves. He had an Oliver Twist flat cap, you know? And he actually used the word governor.
Yeah. Yeah, when he said governor, I was like, oh, man.
Brother, you better than this.
yeah, yeah, man.
They told him when he showed up, your character's British, by the way.
Shit.
He like, huh?
I can study this. Let me watch Mary Poppins right quick. Dick Van Dyke nailed it.
Everybody got on like nice suits, you know,
He's
they
wearing
got
a
on nice
scarf
shoes.
in Las Vegas.
This
Where it's
dude is
120 degrees.
Yeah, he's homeless. He's dressed like Fagin.
These actresses aren't so much playing themselves. They actually are playing characters.
I will give you that a little bit. You know, I tell you why. I tell you why I say that they aren't really playing characters too much. I would give you this for the movie, is that when Sandra Bullock gets out of jail and they decide to perform this heist, they do not mess around. They jump right into it. She before she even catch a cab away from the prison, she's already recruiting. Mm-hmm. She's talking to like guards and shit. You want in on this?
Yeah.
You know, it's
I'm a cop.
Yes or no? You know what I mean? The movie moves fast. That's a good thing because it gets into the fun stuff. And there are some fun cons in the movie. One of the first things you see Sandra Bullock do, I'm not going to spoil it, but you see her pull her first con and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
That could work.
Yeah, she does like 3 or 4 cons right off the bat.
Right, at one after another. And the audience was impressed. But at that moment.
I can't wait for them to go out and try to do some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Body found.
Can't wait for that first story. Dumbass tries to reenact Ocean's 8. Caught before leaving the door. But, you know, they immediately start planning the heist. You don't really see these characters too much. You know, they don't give you a whole lot of setup with these characters. So that's why they don't feel like characters to me. They just, you know, they have personalities. You know, they are the typical personalities you see for a heist movie. You know, you got the hacker. You know, you got the pickpocket. You got the beauty. You got the brains.
You got the fence. You got the jeweler.
The jeweler, yeah. You know, and so, you know, I mean, the only thing that's missing is a big old chick who's like the muscle. You know,
right.
And I mean, it's so they're types. The actresses rather are good. Don't get me wrong. The cast is fine. I mean, everybody, even Awkwafina, everybody's funny, but only to the extent of getting a few chuckles. I think nothing that made me like bowl over laughing.
Well,
laughing.
The problem is, did you see this?
I did not.
Okay, so they hired all top-notch actresses and gave them bottom basement material. So as good as they are, they have so little to work with, and you can feel it because you're like, man, each one of them could have done something if you gave them something.
Yeah, that's you know, the movie's almost 2 hours long, so it's moving fast. I mean, is it boring? I think in some parts it is, because at some point it's like, man, they hurry up and they get to the point, but I don't know what the point is. You know, just when it gets to a certain time
they hurry
in
up
the movie.
and get to a point.
Yeah,
and then it just drags forever.
Yeah, because I think it's because we don't really like they're setting up this elaborate heist, and we really don't understand how it's pulling together. Some things yes, some things no.
You know why?
Why?
Because they make this heist overly elaborate. Like by the time they pull it, you see very clearly how easy this could have been. It's like, y'all did all this, boom, you're out. And then they start doing a bunch of other shit. And you're like, no, I'm sorry. All that you're doing over here, that's taken away. You got it.
Yeah.
You have it right here. Do this, boom, you're out of there. no, we got to go through all these things. I knew it while we were sitting there waiting for the movie to start, and they had the poster on the screen. And somebody was like, well, I only count 7. I was like, that's because of this.
Okay. All right, then.
But yeah, the movie, it's done. It's over. And they go, maybe, what if we bring this in? This is a movie with a 4th act. And you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Y'all already overcomplicated the heist, but you solved it. It's over. You accomplished your goal, and now we gotta go through this.
And we still going.
We're still going.
Still going. But wait, there's more. No, there's not.
No.
Tell you what, you do this shit. I don't know. Yeah, Martin had to go to another movie that started at 9:30, and Martin looked so relieved. He looked so happy leaving the theater. he had a little jump in his step. He did a little jig on his way out.
I know. You had to chase me down.
Yeah, Martin.
Hey, where you going? Where you going?
Martin passed by me. Look, he did a little fucking dance. Well, that's all, folks. Martin, no, it's not. No, it is.
It is for me.
Martin, you saw my tapping it. But yeah, man, you're right. You're right. When I came back, because I let you out, went over to get my keys. I came back and I thought, surely the credits are rolling now. And I looked at what they were doing. I was like, oh my God, really? This is so unnecessary.
It's really a shame because in that 4th act, they bring in James Corden, and he's actually one of the better people in this movie.
Oh yeah,
That's shocking.
yeah. You know what? I will tell you this. Everybody's good. As far as the movie goes, people are good. This is material. But Martin is correct. The person who actually gave me genuine laughs,
Yeah.
like a laugh out loud laugh a couple of times, James Corden, man.
And I hate seeing that because it makes it sound like, oh, great, you guys couldn't laugh until a man came into the movie. I'm like, that's not.
Yeah, Martin, why are you being sexist?
Man of funny. What do you want me to say? Nah, you know, man.
But it's like he brought something extra to whatever was written on the page.
A problem with a lot of these women here is that they're performing with little opposition, and there's no suspense to the heights that they pull off.
Right.
There's that's what I mean by this. It just seems like these characters are too cool that they're just celebrities who are doing what we think they do. They're so cool that they can do this easy. James Corden is the one that comes in as an insurance fraud person, investigator, inspector, whatever, and he's the one that's actually kind of onto them. And it's cool to see him kind of go in and call them on all their moves.
Yeah, he's calling everybody on their bullshit.
Yeah. So it's that's the thing. That's the only thing that adds a little suspense to it while adding a little humor. Look, it's also a great looking film. I mean, if you're gonna go to these exotic locations, use them well, and they did. I mean, it is a gorgeous looking film in some parts, man, especially when they pull off the heist in this fancy hotel. But I think this works for people who just like seeing actors with good chemistry, because they do have good chemistry. Outside of that, there's nothing more to the story, I think. Except, oh, look at they handed off this to that person. Oh, look at the screen. It's breaking off into little transitions. Other than that, it's a stylish movie too. But other than that, I wasn't into it too much. I don't hate it. I think it'll work for a lot of people out there. But for me, it's a rental.
Yeah, this is, I don't know who the director is, but it's somebody who really thinks that they can be Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah.
And they're not. It's Steven Soderbergh light. It's a lot of all the stuff that didn't work in Logan Lucky. And the script is just so lazy. I mean, we say these actresses are good because we know them to be talented, but what they do here is just decent at best. It just goes from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's also odd because Sandra Bullock is the leader, even though Cate Blanchett seems to be the more interesting of the two.
You know what? She's actually the Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I know. I know, exactly.
Like George Clooney's handsome,
right?
But Brad Pitt's taking that shit away from him.
Right, stealing it.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to copy that same thing, but this is a copy of a copy of a copy. And yeah, if you're just like, I just want to see the women do it, then that's fine. But if you want an actual good movie, this is a movie with a super lazy script that's fighting real hard to cover it up with nice camera shots and cool music. And yeah, you go like, oh yes, I register that as music that's cool, so I'll transfer that to these people. And after a while, you're like, no, just look, sell me the soundtrack, but don't make me sit 2 hours and watch this shit again.
Yeah. And and it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Doing everybody else do. Oh, look, we got women now. I will say it does work slightly better for me than Ocean's 11, but not much. What do you say? Some bullshit
No,
rental?
I still like Ocean's 11 better. And you know what? Here's a reason why.
But wait, that's more.
Wait, there's more. I know, just like this movie. Here's the thing. Okay, with Ocean's 11, you had Brad Pitt, George Clooney, and sort of Matt Damon, and then you had a bunch of guys else in the crew who were B, C, D list, some you never heard of before. But with Ocean's 8, we know pretty much all these actresses, so there's sort of an expectation. So shortchanging them on character is worse.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, this is a super enthusiastic rental.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, man. There you go. Just a bunch of old stupid sexist man up in here.
I mean, talk about sexist. How come Danny Ocean gets 11 and she only gets 8?
Oh, you know what?
Like the pay gap.
Yeah.
The woman got that.
I like the way she laughed at it too. Yeah, you know. Man are just better at it, man. They get paid more. So,
it takes more of them to do the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, shit, look at you.
Yeah.
How many handsome men does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Apparently 11.
I love it.